Hello. No, sir, there will be no limit for anything. So
Okay.
you can go with
Okay.
this.
Uh, Entire screen. I am sharing one more time.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Now we look at a horse and see the horse middle joint is here na, for the leg. Like for us, elbow joint. For horse, if we say it like a elbow or knee joint, we call it as a knee, front knee, rear knee. If you see this knee, where it is bending, front, right? Normally, knee is here, this is elbow. Normally, this is a shoulder, this is a knee for the horse, and this is elbow actually. But sometimes, since this joint is set a bit high, one more extra joint is coming. Just like for human, compared to humans, one extra joint will be there for animals. Like you see one, two. Suppose let us say this is a clavicle, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So you see one more bend we are seeing, one more, it is like a ball joint. Like a, if we treat it like a ankle and a hip joint, ankle and a ball joint. Ball joint is come somewhere here, it is bending in this way. So again, one more from here that movement. If it has fingers, some like some other animals, four fingers, like a tigers and all, that setup will be there. Like for horse and all, there won't be any toes. But for a tiger and all, two, three fingers, we can have small finger like this one. If we see like a for tiger, the joint is coming over from here, elbow is bending. It is, but this ankle is coming over somewhere here. Ankle, it is very low set. That means for tigers, if you see definition, this is the elbow, knee. Okay, knee joint. You see this point cursor. You are seeing here. For rear legs, it is set high. Same thing. When it is set high, for here it is coming a bit high. This is ankle, but bend is happening here. Front and rear, it is the same. Like the bend will happen. Whereas front legs ankle is low set, for rear legs ankle is high set. So this is the ankle joint. Are you guys able to hear me? Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's why we need to see where the bend is happening. If you want to put the fold vector backside, you need to choose front leg, rear PV. So that's the reason I have given setup type rear legs, front legs, quad. PV is rear means the pole vector goes backside, like somewhere in the front view. In the Z direction, it will go to backside. In this case, we need to front legs, we need to use rear. But the moment we use dinosaur, it will take care. Dinosaur is a different case. It will act like a hand. So fingers. So you see this thing. It don't touch the ground. Mostly it will walk on the two legs. It will follow with the hand. So it do actions like a hand. Humans do it. Normally quadrupeds, they crawl on the four legs, but dinosaur run on the two legs only. But it will be using front one as a hands. So that's the reason when we move this control, don't forget there is another control, root control. There is another control, root control is there. When you move it now, it will fold like this thing. So if you observe, this has a clear definition. Sometimes we don't get a clear definition from the anatomy point of view or model point of view. So in this case, we can say like the moment if I say it is bending somewhere here. So yeah, auto skinning I used in all of my rigs. So most of the skinning, but since this mesh is very high, what I did was like, let me open a HyperDisc here also. So, okay, before opening that one, we can see that this is the hip joint, this is the knee joint, this is the ankle joint. For humans, we use ankle joint the same way, but humans somewhere here in the downside, it's look like a ankle is high set for quadrupeds. Most of the times for quadrupeds, ankle is high set. Humans ankle is almost, it will be mixed with the foot height. In this case, foot is going more up. Last point, it don't touch the ground. For humans, this area will touch the ground, like that heel joint, whatever it is there, it will touch the ground. So in this case, ankle, heel is here only. Ankle is set a bit high. For humans, ankle joint is very close to the ground somewhere here. So when we treat it like a ball joint, I used human leg only here. Like when we say dinosaur, a human leg will come. Okay. So don't get confused. Dinosaur means human leg. In the first time when I given the tool, I have given like a human, like a leg. But later dinosaur has a different definitions. I thought quad and biped I have given. So instead of giving biped, I thought of dinosaur. Again, dinosaur, it will sync that setup over here, that setup over here. But in our case, what I noticed was like, you see, there is another joint here, right? We are missing. Directly in your case, you drawn joint from here to here. Yeah, definitely it will bend somewhere here, because normally whatever this joint is there, somewhere down I will keep it. If this is the attached to this particular line, it will follow. But bend may happen sometimes somewhere here, somewhere here, like somewhere. Yeah, I will place it here. But what about this particular one more joint? There is one more joint. It is here. Looks like it is already in bend. there is one more joint in between. So that's the reason. If we can go and look at another one more animal, different animal, like let me go and check impala. So this is what I am saying. Whatever this joint is there, na, right? This pole vector will come over here. Already one joint over here. Mostly this will act like a dummy joint. It is a starting point of the joint. Our hip will start. Sometimes we will place it here. Sometimes I will place it here also. And this sometimes we can place it more high. Or just we don't use much this joint. It acts like a placeholder, and we can keep it somewhere here also. This joint. It depends on like suppose how much bend we need. Anatomically, if we look at this area, I need a proper bending angle, so I kept it over here so that the bend looks nice, like it will bend exactly here. And when it is bending here, this much portion, whatever it is there, it will give decent deformation. So in let us quickly go to dinosaur and see it, where this joint is there. Okay, this joint in our dinosaur is like this place, right? Somewhere here, maybe you can place it down. It is okay. You can place it over here. It is okay. The next one, where it is happening, sometimes this particular joint will be confusing. For some animals, this joint is almost blended with the body, torso, and this sometimes they will give definition slightly down. If we go and look at now, you see this is almost merged with it, but slightly there is a gap. Like what I am saying, the definition when it is bending, we sometimes we can keep it over here also. Since the line is going very smoothly, sometimes it might be difficult. So to understand exactly where it is. So in this case, I followed this one. So this is the place, but it is almost joined, right? So when it is bending this much, if we give a pole vector here, pole control, so it may not be much useful. But if we give the pole controller to this one backside, they can have the ability to adjust here and there, like so. Let me open Rigid one. So yeah, this one. If I give giant over here, so animator can control this one as a leg. So what happens when it is sitting down? It will bend from here. It will put this entire leg towards the front. So whatever the giant we are seeing it over here now, it is the same giant. I feel like in this case, this is the same giant over here. This one.
Yes, yes.
This in this area particularly, the giant over come over here mostly. So okay, whatever you placed, it is right because you felt this is the bend. Like so, sometimes if you are confusing at the front, look at the back. You see, go to this edge loop. Edge loop means this template mode. In template mode, you will feel like yes, bend is happening over here. You see this point. This is the line is coming from top. It is going and it is coming over here. There is another definition. Giant definition is there here. Like so, this is one. So in our case, we missed this giant directly. We came down. So I think you guys might be confused because I have given dinosaur setup. When I say in the tool dinosaur tool, definitely it might be confusing. Don't get confused. Dinosaur means biped. Okay, I'm clear.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Dinosaur means we are using biped leg, biped hand. That's it.
Okay.
Rear leg means leg only. Front leg means biped hand. Dinosaur means dinosaur front hand. Here rear leg means human leg you are using. It is a human leg setup actually.
Okay.
Because in my T-Rex case, earlier T-Rex case, so whatever this T-Rex is there now, that one, the definition matches correctly. That's why I used this setup. But in our case, you have to go to Impala style. So just like you see tiger where it is bending, you see the bend is happening here. It is almost ankle is almost down, very close to the ground. So bend is happening. You can place the fold vector backside. So tigers are different. Similarly, horses are different. Like if you come to horse, you see where the bend is happening. Bend is happening to the front. Looks where in the from the ground to this lower portion of the tummy, where the middle portion you find out. In that middle portion where it is nearer, actually it is a actually knee is here. In this case, knee is very close to tummy. What you are seeing bend, that is actually ankle. For humans, it is like a hand, a wrist. For horse, it is a wrist actually. Next, ball joint. One extra joint will come for animals like ball joint.
Yes, sir.
Just see how animators is comfortable where he want pole vector. Once you see, it is very clear here. You see, it looks like a double joint here.
Hmm.
Again, there is a definition that we can achieve no problem with one corrective shape. But one more bend is happening. Similarly, for rear leg, it is bending backward. For horse, rear legs bends backward, front leg bends frontward, front side. Actually, this is the knee. This is the shoulder joint. This is the knee. For us, elbow. This is the elbow. This is the wrist for. This is the wrist for quadrupeds. From wrist, we can see one extra joint over here. That is not extra joint. That is a finger joint. It's like a finger. Let us say we had 5 fingers. If a horse has only one finger, that is a finger joint. What you are seeing over here: finger, ankle, knee, shoulder. Sorry, knee, elbow, shoulder, clavicle. Clavicle, shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. So if you treat it that way, only one finger, if you because horse doesn't have 5 fingers like humans, but if you want to compare with humans, you should treat the moment you look at it, you should feel it like a finger joint. Even bird rigs, if I say finger, I will use the word finger, so that anatomically different names will be there, but structure wise, so more or less it is the same. That's why if you want to use a human like rig, you can go for a wrist one here, but it doesn't work. Certain poses they behave differently. Human hand rig setups doesn't work for quadrupeds because sometimes they will do different actions. Like a run cycle, they have to bend it here. Animator, when they move the control from here to here, the bend is happening here. So you need to place fold vector here. But again, here, actually it is like the joint starts from here to here and it bends. So some people, they will use spring solver. Spring solver, if you give it 4 joints, this bend will come so nicely. Spring solver is very good. When you look at this bend, it will calculate very decently, it will come. But when it comes to pole vector, spring solver is very bad. If you move it here, entire this one feels like a door. You put it on these joints in door, when you rotate the door, what will happen? All the entire setup will rotate. But animator, he don't want to move this position. He want to move only knee, this control. He can't achieve it. In my very first trick, I tried with the spring solver. Immediately I noticed it. I stopped that. Then I come up with my own system. Animator will have control independently about this region and this region. So that's where we can see it like. In this case, I am explaining the same. When animator animating this now, animator want one extra move control over here. I have given this also. But this will also placement here. This will be useful for this control. So my rig setups, I studied and did these things after a lot of observation, a lot of interaction with animators. This particular control, what happens, it will move entirely, right? But sometimes you don't want to go to ball roll. So ball roll every time, mostly he's using ball control. he don't want go to this attribute, he want one more control. So whatever this ball roll is doing here, I have given the control here, like it also does the same thing. Quickly he will go and animate this control left, right. Sometimes he will do left and right movements also based on ground level. If it is done, slightly you want to give this adjustment, like if the foot stamps on a cross run, it will bend slightly left and right. So ball roll doesn't work here. So animator requested one more control. I need control over here. So I have given that one. So what it does, normally in pose we can see more how it is flexible. When it comes to pose, it will adjust this way. Okay. So one reason animator want easy way, like he don't want controlling here. The moment you are putting controlling here, it will go with the pole control. It is bending over here. So in Spring Solver, what will happen? You see, it is only moving this area. If you use Spring Solver, the moment you are rotating here, this joint also will rotate just like a door hanged to wall. When you rotate the door, now all four joints, middle joint, entire setup will tilt. So that is something I don't want. So when my animator is rotating, I need a strict control over here. But sometimes animator want to move this place independently. So I have given this one joint. You see, when you are moving, you can see that movement completely. So animator can actually, this is not skinned. Basic skinning is there, so that's why it is breaking. So sometimes animator want to control this space. Again, one more IK come from here to here. But whatever it is, but when animator making the pose, you see this entire from here to here, it is following that line, right? So animator don't need to this move one control. Normally it will stay over here. In regular outside rigs, if you look at now, this portion will stay there only. When you move it, how the actual pose looks like, it is like it comes like a too much stretchy bending and breaking. So in our systems, the flow is like when we are making this thing, it will be adjusting automatically, and so entire leg setup will adjust accordingly. Then you have better fluidity and control. So that's something like you see that leg is bending front side, this middle portion. Some people they will call this as any, some people they will call this as any. If we say ankle, it will be confusing, or wrist or something. Again, ball joint to come over here. It will be sometimes the terms you go according to your convenience. But technically, where it is bending in the middle. So middle means lower portion of the tummy. I will take it. This is the down portion. Which joint is bending in the middle? For me, it is bending in the middle. Okay. So this is bending front side. Like if you go and check horse and impala, they will bend in the middle joint, middle leg. It will bend front side. Whereas for tiger, if you look at, you see it is bending. It is also having slightly down. It comes to somewhere here. If you go and check it, you see it is coming somewhere here. So from here to down, if we calculate where it is bending, somewhere in the middle, this one. Actually, this is if in impala, it comes somewhere here. For rear leg, it is bending backward. But sometimes animators, they may like it a full vector front side. Then you consider this as a bending joint for rear leg. Look at exactly what you want and where animator need pole control. For this tiger's pole control comes from the back side, whereas for impala and all, for pole control comes from the front side. So rear PV or front PV, we need to choose accordingly. That setup will be built. So if it is bending front wise, slightly place that joint slightly towards front, so that we can avoid. You can build one, see it where it is bending, where locator is placing full vector. Then if it doesn't work, just slightly adjust knee joint towards the center line, slightly front. Okay. So that's it anatomically. In this case, we need to remove this setup and rebuild again, and you need to start from the basic setup. When you are building basic setup, you need to choose these settings in the beginning only. Later we can't change. Once basic setup is built, it will build quick setup. Quick setup also we have to same settings, These tabs are nothing but like settings. Each section, what setting we need, we'll come over here. We'll create basic setup, then quick setup. It will build everything. So these tail sections and everything, it looks like a settings. Each tab. We'll come to front tab and build those things. So tail, it is okay. Leave it as it is. But in this case, the definition giant, you can build one more time. And I can come over the, once you build with that one, I will come over that call one more time. So for now, I want to start with hyperskin. Okay. Evening, let us have one more catch up today. Evening or today, is it working day for you all? Like
Yes, sir.
okay. Then evening one more time will come out.
Okay,
By
sir.
the time, front hand, whatever I have done, I will give it. So you guys can have a look at. So downside, still we need to place this joint as a slightly upside. So not this one.
Somen,
Yes, sir.
so did you get the positioning issues resolved,
We need to
Yeah, yeah.
keep it somewhere like this.
right? And the Paul vector things for the camel and the dinosaurs both,
Yes, yes. I.
right? Understood? You just need to change the
Hmm.
Paul vector things and the basic setup, and you can just go with that.
Okay. In this case, I am placing a palm somewhere here. Because the definition is very small, you can keep it palm here also, somewhere here. Okay. If you look at now, later when it is bending, just feel that where it is
Hmm.
bending. If it
Hmm.
feels, because we have seen lot of rigs by this time, just like how I have shown earlier, if it bends somewhere here to like a small hand, it is bending, you are giving that movement. So just like humans how it is there, but it comes sideways. And in this case, you can use only one finger joint, so you can hide all other finger joints. So normally I recommend that don't keep all three fingers here. Okay. So normally we are habituated to auto rig setups for quite long time, right? Many of us you are using auto rig setups only. Mostly these days, none of us use a giant placement setup. We are not doing manually for quite long time. Okay. When in your case, if you want to use only one joint, always keep these joints outside. Okay. Let the setup run and hide these controls for animators. Don't give it. So animator will feel like one giant. So that is how I always do. So normally what happens, we can go for we can give so many features we can give it in the tool, like number of finger joints you can choose one, so it will create only one. We can do that also, but no need. So one setup we can use it for all. Just keep it downside. Once the setup is created, you can go and just delete it, these two giants. That's simple. Uh, Normally, I will do that way. When it comes to rebuild and all, so many options are there. Sometimes even if we confuse one setting, it may affect slightly. So that's the reason I avoid certain things. But in future, you guys request future updates if you come up with, since you already purchased this license. Definitely you are going to use it for a long time. So one more thing, what I can say, like just like human fingers, the like visually the split is here, right? Like visually the split, but the giant placement is somewhere here, right? Huh? Are you getting? Okay. Visually the split is here.
Right, sir.
This is where we can see the separation, but giant is coming from here. So same way for animals also, you can feel that way. It is mostly set it right. The split is coming over at this vertex, at this vertex. That means this vertex. You see finger to finger where the split is. Don't keep anyways exactly the same. If you want to calculate very precisely, select both sides of that finger and see where your vertex is placed. From here, slightly put it above. In this case, you can place this particular joint somewhere here. I'm just teaching my techniques. Everyone have their own techniques, but generally I will do that way. Like so, precisely, if we spend little time in the beginning, We can avoid a lot of redo client feedback. So many things we can avoid later. So then I can draw a line from down to here, somewhere here. So 10% above, I will keep it 10%. Select this joint and this one. Slightly place the cursor over here. I can just put it somewhere here. Like so. That's how I always do. So then bending, when they are bending, the deformation looks so naturally. So yeah, once this joint over here, then you can see like when if it is your first finger where the wrist is given. So let me select that wrist, and you see you feel like for a quiet movement for a couple of minutes you can just come to side view. For me, if it bends somewhere here, it can gradual compress will come over this area, and this will bend. Definitely, the reasonably it will be good. But when you are doing skinning and like you said, now suddenly if you don't get a proper skin weights here, don't get surprised. It doesn't come in this case for auto skinning. Why? Because it is having only one edge loop is here that we need to review, and we have to tell that at least you request for first if you can identify where the wrist is coming. Modelers sometimes they will go with their own flow, but the moment we review the model, what we will do, if the wrist is coming here, at least three edge loops should be there. Okay.
I think, sir, there will be no wrist in this because I think this hand is not properly developed in the sense of the body language, right?
Okay.
So it looks like the deficiency of the undeveloped organs, that kind of things.
Okay. Okay. Like a dinosaur is like earlier version of quadrupeds. Okay.
Yes, so from the elbow to like from the finger things will move in the one part only.
Okay. From here to here, entirely it will act like a single piece. But
Yeah, yes, sir.
better
I
you
think the
confirm better
client.
you confirm with the client once.
Yeah,
So
yes, sir.
you can eliminate rotation in that case. Just lock the rotation once the setup is created. Only give the translation.
Right, sir.
Once the translation is given, client don't have the option to rotate it. Just make sure. Why I'm
Client
saying,
is client is also not having the idea about the dinosaurs. This things
mhm.
because this all dinosaurs are the imaginary things, right?
Yeah, yeah, got
So
it. Mm.
they are not the like exact evaluating the particular structure of the dinosaur. So I think in this there is a like deficiency of the unnatural organs kind of thing.
Got it. Ungrown, not fully developed. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, plan accordingly, but I am explaining these things setup point of view and hyperskinning point of view. Okay.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Okay, just plan accordingly, and system will work always. But where we are placing joints is important. Where we if we need one proper bend over here means definitely we will ask
Right,
modeler to add couple of loops, or at least you can add the loops somewhere here. Okay,
right,
this
sir.
enough loops front this side and this side it has enough loops. Even though while smoothing it will take care. At least in terms of shoulder joint to here, I can say if you want, you can add one more loop over here, but practice that style like until you get some clarity how it is helping, how it is bending. And okay.
Get you, sir.
So once you are ready with this template, build the setup. Evening we'll sit on the dinosaur also one more time. Before what I can do, let me go to this one. I'm already started.
Sir, just a question, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, for the skinning part, so there will be any facility available in that we are just skinning with the IK things, right? IK bonds.
Skinning with IK bones. So you want IK bones to be skinned or not to be skinned?
No, sir. Actually, what the thing is, in which we are just selecting all these skin joints, right?
Okay.
From the easy quad things.
No, no, no. Skin joints doesn't select IKFK joints. I will
Right,
show that
right.
quickly. Bind joint set it will create. Normally, if it is not creating, you can or you can use simply. I will take care naming convention. If it is, if you give, if you go and give it now,
No
it will
issue, sir.
take
But
care.
but but what will be the first rig first rig settings? So if we need to select all the joints, or we just have another options available in as is required?
Yeah, for skinning, we need to select this one only, select
Okay.
skin joint. It doesn't select all unwanted joints. Like some joints, I will use it for a setup purpose, but it don't select that one. It will only go and select the required joints. In
Okay,
this
okay. So
client,
we need to like do it the manual way, right?
selecting joints manually,
Right,
yes.
right.
Yeah, yeah. If you want,
Okay,
I
okay.
think once setup is created, look for this bind giant set. It should be created. If it is not there, I can add that feature in the next update. Whatever your requirements are there, you can put it any
Okay, so
additional
if there will
things.
be like um, if there is possibility to like select that joint which is just need to bind with the skin only. So if that is the options available in that, so it will be more helpful for like going it easy way, because it saves lots of time. You know.
Yeah, in this
Just
case, just use this giant for skimming, and it doesn't affect anything. I will show. In this case, if you go and look at this giant now, IK FK giants will be there. You see IK and FK giants. It won't get selected. These giants, if you see, these giants don't get selected. It is going with the naming convention underscore giant. Same giants will be selected even if you go and manually select over here. It is doing the same. Button also doing the same. Based on this, it is creating one quick selection set for bind giants.
so we
So
need to just select skin joints, and then we need to bound with the skin, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
So after that, sir, there is a issue with the skinning as well. Into the like, uh, we got double skinning into the tail part as well, right, Soman?
Yeah, this FK and IK, two bones are already coming.
Okay, for tail giant.
Yes.
Okay, for tail giant, we'll discuss in the evening once you are ready with the setup. Build that
Okay.
IKFK giant even for tail. If you let me quickly build this thing, some dummy setup. Okay, let it be. Create basic setup. Okay, let it. Sorry. Okay, let it create. In tail giants, it is going to create in this case. Okay, okay, we'll discuss and I will explain. By the time it is building there, we'll come over here and we'll start with the
Okay,
hyperscreen.
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, we'll start with hyperscreen. So, are you guys had breakfast?
Mm,
This session don't take much time. Don't worry about any results in the beginning. Once you understood this entire system, then you will feel like this is well designed. You will only say,
right, sir. Right,
yeah.
sir.
So,
Actually, the thing is, they are very much new about these tools, and actually they have might be not full information about the tool and the system. So there is little bit the lack of knowledge about the tool, so we are facing some problems. I
okay,
think that
I
will
will
be resolved by the time.
no need to worry. I will explain everything. In this session, everything will be clear. All those details I am making it clear. So normally this is like a bendy setup. We can say like a bendy giants. So bendy one giant you can feel like. After that, this description name like DSC disk will come. ASSC means skin cluster one. Because if I want to go with the mesh name, suppose if you are building 2 3 mesh na, so currently if you say this is one group, if you want to there is another cloth over here on the spine, right? Suppose if you want to skin that separately, if you are using different setup in the same rig, you can also go to that model, but that starts with another group over here. If we understand one group properly, further groups you can create so easily. In this SC1 means this one, the number one, it is collecting from the skin cluster. So always give some number in the skin cluster. Normally, if you go and you use it with while rebuilding and generating giants, this will be giving automatically. It will rename. it will rename. If while you are creating this disk, this name will be renamed with mesh name and 1 and yes skin cluster, so that it will pick up this number 1, so that while calculating these values, it will depend on this number. So don't worry about this number. So initially focus on one mesh at a time. Okay, one character, one mesh. So then in future you are rigging any cloth, accessories or anything. Mostly we use skin transfer, a one-to-one skin transfer. Once we are done with the body mesh and everything, we'll do skin transfer. Sometimes people, while they are rigging bird and all, two mesh will be there. Upper body they will do it as one body. Lower body, from here they will design another part. So it will act like a different mesh again. So in such cases we can discuss that also. No need to worry. Sometimes we'll duplicate and combine for a skinning purpose, then transfer the weight, delete that combined mesh. That's simple. So for now, let us focus on this particular quadruped thing, how we'll do. The session may take 10-15 minutes. And yes, yeah, we'll go with that. So normally, first let us look at one disk at a time. Okay. So initially, it might be confusing. I have given these values like left, translate, rotate, scale as it is, because the disk can be moved and rotated based on our requirement, and scaled also. So yesterday, I think I uploaded that one. I will show that one also, no problem. Let me open PDF one more time. Okay, let it open in the meantime. So we'll go and check these values. Base blend and tail blend. What is this base blend and tail blend? So this particular joint come up with one joint. So let me hide these IKFK joints in this case. Let me hide. Normally in the rig setup, if we want, I can do that also. While building this, while building that itself, it will auto joints also I can hide. So auto joint is for different purpose. Okay, now we can hide those joints. So, and the disk is nothing but a visual representation for that joint. Like, so this particular disk is covering up to next disk. So it will draw a line and fill a volume, and we can feel it like that way. So filling volume and all, we can see it over here. So if you see, this disk is very aligned, very close to the body. You draw the arrow line, fill the volume. So actually, because of the complexity, if you give everything outside now, people may get confused. That's why these volumes will be built inside the system. So it's like acts like a visual representation for our system. Like so, then it will be easy. With vertex is close to that particular mesh. Then one of the client he has used this one earlier some time ago. So I was telling, like, if you use the disk something like that, volume will be created like that. Like results are like less accurate. If you want more accurate, try to build the disk more close to the body, like that volume. At least diameter wise, if you put it now, when it is goes this volume, as close as this one, we need to do it. So in this case, client edited in this direction. Even this direction is wrong. They have to keep the disk over here, rotation. How it affects, I have shown like in the next image. If the disk is created something like this, so in the first one, so if the disk is placed something like this, so you see the deformation it is calculating from here. So that means the deformation is calculating this also, because if you draw a line from here to here, if you draw a line, sorry, from here to here, so it is involving these joints also. Like can't zoom in, but something. Okay, you got the point, right?
Yes, sir.
So always see, like when you in the first 2 days, couple of days, I will explain. Once you are thorough with disk edition, no disk edition, then we can move on to a week later. So if I explain everything, it is getting confused. While you are doing skinning with disk edition, at a point of time you feel like these disks are creating properly, why can't we just remove it and eliminate it? That is what exactly no disk addition. So since these disks are created properly because it is having tubular section. So
Hmm.
just imagine, even I need to depend on some reference, na, right? Like so this disk, where it can start, like it can start at the joint, where it has to end I don't have any clue. It depends on anatomy and the model only, the model which you are giving. So in this case, the model which you have given, it has a clean deformation. Like you means client, I am saying. Like for me, mesh is for mesh came from the client, something like. So what I am trying to say in this case, if I leave my disk as it is, okay, this doesn't take care the skinning at the elbow region. It is just creating the disk. So it will calculate the weights from here to here. It will draw a line that you need to see visually. If you want this thing, I can give it that also. During runtime, calculations will come down. I don't have any issue. For example, as for the speed, if you want this kind of volumes, I can provide. But problem is like they need to be deselected. You can select only scaling. They will volume will be. So we don't need with a little bit of practice for a day or two. Now I am doing it very easily because I am using this system for quite long time. The moment I look at where it is ending, so when elbow is bending, it will calculate this vertex from here. Normally, in this case, line flow is not right, but sometimes because of urgency, we moved on. So normally, where the bend is happening, I will see that bend and I will put it like this.
Sir, what about this two disk? Actually, we have seen lots of two disk on the same place.
Okay. Two disk, whenever you observe, you can put it there only. No need to worry. But let me explain. In this case, actually, for explanation purpose, I have given. In this case, so if you see IK joint, so where IK joint is there, normally, if you want to normally select the joint, there should be one option. There is like and more, or select joint. Okay. When you select this one, and if you use select joint or disk, it will go to joint. If the joint is selected on, and if you go and select disk, it will go and select the disk. There is an option I have given from the disk, which disk it is going to refer. Okay. So today, why I have given this example means the moment you click on this IK joint, it is selecting into turning into red, right? So for explaining purpose, I am showing this thing. So why? Because if IK joints are added to the system, why IK joints will be added? Normally, there are different things. When you look at, you are selecting the joints, right? Exactly. Sorry, just a minute. You are selecting the joints in right way only. Select skin joints means you are selecting this exactly. Okay. But where from this IK joint came in between and skinned? That's your doubt, right? So that doubt we are getting. Let me delete this skin cluster one more time. Okay. So even I am deleting this hyper skin group. So calculation time will be too much and everything it will go. The moment you are selecting this entire joint, but and then you are selecting in template mode. So you go there and select skin joints and shift select this joint. So here I am saying skin joints only, but a mistake where it will happen. This is the reason I have given to use these settings. Like I think in one of the mails I have mentioned over here, like it will that what are all the joints to be, what settings to be used, I already mentioned. If you go and use bind skin set, I always prefer use it to joint hierarchy. I have used in this case just now to explain this problem. Don't use the joint hierarchy. Okay, use selected joints. Okay, rest of the things up to your mark, but remove unused influence. Don't use this. What will happen sometimes now? If you keep particular joint slightly outside, if it is removed and you don't you use it for skinning, later it removed from the skinning, it may create problems. So just don't use this option. I will share these settings with you. I think in one of my online documentation it should be there. I thought
Yes,
what
sir. You already shared that.
uh, maintain maximum
You also
influence.
shared that previously in the video as well, video meeting as well.
Yes, then fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes hyperskin, if it needs blending between three giants, you can use. If you are going for more five, you can use it. Uh, just ignore, just remove that one. Colorize skeleton, keep it because you need that color definition for the
Yep.
skeleton.
Yes.
Normally, this I will use it 8.5. Allow multiple bind poses to use it for now. Normally, when baking deformer weights, that will be a problem. I will avoid that. Instead of distance, go to neighbors always. So interactive. Classic linear, instead of classic linear, use weight blended. Closest distance, closest in hierarchy, you can go for, no problem. So now let me rig a giant hierarchy. If you go and apply, what will happen? Okay, it is already, I think I just clicked it by mistake. Let me go and remove skin, unbind skin. Okay, let me select giants again and shift select this one and giant hierarchy. If I use giant hierarchy, what will happen? If you go and so if you look at this auto giant also is skin. Why? Because you selected hierarchy. You selected from here, it is right. But problem is like since you used hierarchy, it is under this group. What are all giants are under each giant? It will be skinny. That's it. Okay. Better we don't do that. And let me. If I select my FK giant, auto giant, you see, it is getting colored. So I will go again. And this is very important steps in the beginning. If we take care these things now, lot of unwanted confusions we can avoid later. So follow these steps carefully in the beginning time. I know you guys might be using hierarchy for quite some time. So shifting to new changes will make uneasy for a day or two. But once we follow that, rest of the things, automation, calculation, so many things we can avoid, and it will be very easy for us. Okay. So now I'm going to select this one more time and shift select this time. This time instead of going to giant hierarchy, I'm using selected giants bind skin. Okay. It will take care. No need to worry. Maya has provided certain tools easily. Now, if I go and select normally, if I select auto giant, it is not. Okay. I think bind poses are there. No? Bind pose is retaining this information. So what we need to do, go to delete bind pose bar, just enter and delete those. Right? Now let me go and skin, unbind skin. Okay, now there is no information, no FK, no IK. Okay. Select skin giants again. Deform skin. Bind skin, selected giant, closest in hierarchy. Closest in distance, let me go. Weight blended hierarchy. I think because of some constraint it is taking. Otherwise, I don't see this is skin. Don't no need to worry. Let me click on this because of constraint or some system. It is.
I think so. We got this problem as well while binding the skin into this system. So I think
Okay, let me go and enter that weight over here. You see,
Yes.
the joint is not skinned. No need to worry. That disk
Okay.
will be created now because the moment I entered here, it is not showing up, right? So that
Right,
means
right.
joint is not there. Because of earlier bind pose or some other reason, maybe it is a
I think
parent.
because of the parenting thing, so it will be
Not because of parenting. Normally, there is a constraint. Orient constraint is there.
right, right,
This
right.
constraint. Maybe I think that some bind sometimes Maya behaved weirdly. I am not sure why.
So no,
Even if I go and go to skin cluster again, and this is just below this. Where is this one? Under. Okay, when I selected, it shouldn't be, but parent giant is this much now. Let me go and you see that giant is not existed, right? Under elbow giant, only rare elbow giant is there. This time it is not skinned FKNR. So no need
right.
to. So okay, once we are done with the proper bind skin method in the beginning, now we'll go there and enter into hyperskin. And let's create disk. Okay. Good. It may take little time and let's wait for that.
Hmm. So for this things, which system configuration you are using right now?
Configuration means hard disk and all or something. Sorry, RAM.
Yes, the RAM and the graphics card.
I use 16 GB RAM because that is recommended in high-end studios these days.
Okay.
Sometimes 8 GB also works fine, but mostly a lot of studios they are using 16 GB RAM.
And sir, which processor?
Processor Intel
i7.
i7.
Okay.
I will show that configuration. No need to worry.
That's okay. Actually, just need to see that actually that system configuration is affecting the calculation time as well, right?
Yeah, sometimes it will affect our system config also. Recently, I used my laptop latest advanced model. It is doing bit faster.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, might be the new generation.
New generation systems.
Right, right. So
So,
actually, that calculates very fast.
yeah. Actually, 5 6 years ago, this many giants calculation it is taking to so much time. But
Yeah, yes.
improvement, I am using Maya API 2.0 has come. Python API 2.0. These days, I am using API 2.0 methods for 2018 onwards. So yes, definitely speed improvements. I noticed it. Then every year, every time I come across something new, I'm right now only one command. It is Maya command like get nearest position on the mesh. That is one thing causing the slow because of that system. My entire system is slightly slow comparatively. So I can find a way very soon. But every year, whenever new API is coming, first I will look for that one. At least in this Maya version that has come or not, I am going to check. Luckily, 2023 I had it is a good speed improvements has come. So, but industry is not updated to 2020. Maximum 2020, I think industry is using.
Yes,
In
yes.
2020, I have seen some slight improvements in performance wise.
More or
So,
less, people,
mm,
gaming guys use the latest one, and the industry is not using latest one because of the stability issues.
yeah, in our production house, lot of tools, plugins we depend on. So, stability issues will be there. Not only one department, na lighting department, comms,
Right,
so
right.
so rendering everything. Yes, overall pipeline we have to look at when we are changing software and all. As of now, industry standard 2018, right? 2020, some companies already shifted, I think.
We are using 2020 right now.
Oh, really? Nice, nice.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
I'm still using 2018. Mostly earlier cases 5 years ago, I used to upgrade to new Maya very rapidly.
Right.
Since industry standards I am following, I am using 2018 till date. After that, I changed the style a bit. Like I want to follow industry where the which version they are using. Okay, moving forward, what I will do a lot of tests in 2020 itself, so that whatever I am getting results, whatever you are using, it will be in sync. Like so, I'm thinking couple of days, first few couple of weeks also. Maybe time to move on to 2020 at least. At least 2 more years, maybe 1 more year that will be there in the industry.
Right. Right, sir.
Lot of studios they are moving Python tools to Python 3 configuration. So that will take time. It is a 6 months process for some companies. Some companies they are doing in a couple of months time. But overall, industry has to move to 2022. 2021 is not there. 2022 Maya. If we have to move, we need all the tools support should be there. Pipeline people they are moving
Right.
all to Python 3.0. So once we move there, tools development will be much faster. Python 3 is also much faster than Python 2.0. Particularly when calculating the tools and everything. Python 3 has a lot of advanced features. So things will be much easier 2022 onwards, Maya
Right, sir.
2022 onwards. Yeah.
Sir, have you gone through the metaverse thing, sir?
Metaverse, that plugin, rig plugin,
Metaverse by the NVIDIA.
not yet.
You must, sir, look it into it, because I think you have a tremendous technical knowledge. I think you can make like some major things in the metaverse with your technical knowledge, sir.
Sure, sure. Metaverse is for exactly where it is. Like, is it for kind of auto tools?
Sir,
Tools?
metaverse is not the kind of thing that we are like bounding with any kind of industry or tool or things.
Mhm.
But metaverse is the future for the like people to visualize the better things in the for their if you are taking this automobile industry, right?
Mhm.
Then
Okay.
the metaverse is the things which is helping the automobile industries in the way of their parking sensors, their
Technological
facilities,
area.
their luxuries, to
Mhm.
show the people virtually into
Mhm.
the particular place.
Okay, got it. Okay,
So
okay.
metaverse is the really wide thing. There is no limitations right now.
Oh, that's awesome to know that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
I think
Definitely.
you should have to look into it, because this is the future, and I think I'm also looking into that business as well. So
Mhm.
metaverse is the like new gold mine for the future.
Cool. Nice to know that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. But people, they, in this case, in our industry, they are majorly looking at Unreal side.
Right, sir.
So a lot of technology advancements are coming. Only thing we are not having enough time.
Right, sir.
Earlier, I used to explore new technology wherever it comes. Over a period of time, what happens? I got stuck with existing systems. Whatever I am using, I am developing. I am focusing on those. Take it to next level. Whatever it is, maybe a performance, maybe new features, maybe more user friendly. Something like I was just
Right, sir.
thinking. So yeah, definitely, we'll look at those things. Java Dynamics, a lot of things, new advancements.
Yeah, it's a really
Mm.
great thing. If
Technology is very
if you are
fast.
making the plugins for the metaverse, and if you are selling it, the people are really like crazy to like buy it online.
Oh, is it somewhere connected to Maya and all that
Yes,
metaverse?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Metaverse, particularly in 2023, it's directly connected to the Maya with the NVIDIA plugins.
Oh, really? Metaverse is there means facial rigging and all these days. I am seeing Unreal facial plugins. They are coming from metaverse or something else?
Facial plugins, I actually I am exploring right now.
Mhm.
In the metaverse, actually, you are doing the real time rendering and real time physics on the particular things.
Oh, got it. Okay, I understood.
So
Earlier, I was using physics engine. my ragdoll simulations video. I am very much fond of that plugin. So what happened? The moment more I am exploring, I'm happy with it. I'm getting more results. Suddenly, the next year, NVIDIA stopped that physics engine, physics plugin to Maya. This happened around 12 years ago. Then I'm really upset. Like this so very nice plugin. Why this guy stopped immediately?
But they have embedded into the physics system is embedded into the new graphics cards.
Okay, later they now a couple of years I am seeing that the system is back.
Right. But they are using it as a driver into that, and they are not now separating these plugins into the system. So they have used as a driver into the particular graphics card.
So do we need to replace the graphic card, right?
Yes, sir.
We may need to go for a new upgradation. My system is
higher end graphics card.
Every year technology is changing.
I think they have stopped. I was also using that. They have stopped because of the some of the lower lower version graphics card is not supporting the physics as much as effective the higher versions affecting. And the new chip advancement in the particular NVIDIA is it's quite more supportive and more effective than the previous one. So they have included this physics system into the new graphics card and introduced as a driver only. There is no separate plugin.
Okay. Okay. Coming to our point, actually collecting giants information means what it does. Is it skinned? Is it a lost giant? These kind of checks it will do. If it is a lost giant and it is skinned to this one, it will remove it automatically. You can make one test if you use hierarchy as an option and bind it. It will tell that there are 11 plus unwanted giants are there in the skinning. It will tell that. So mostly it will identify only the end giants. It doesn't tell whether it doesn't know whether it is IK giant or FK giant. If we give few things over here now, ignore these giants, then we can do it. But too many options already there. It will be confusing. So better we use selected giants. We can eliminate unwanted this thing. In my systems, end giant always comes with the name and underscore END giant.
Right.
Don't consider that for binding. And the moment we go with this one, things will be much faster. You will see the difference. No need to worry. I am here. I will take care of everything. No need to worry.
What is this solve joints for?
Sorry?
Solve joints?
Solve joints is for fingers. Like yesterday I was showing that box joint, it separates the fingers separately. Box hand. Fingers are very close. Each finger rotated in different direction. I have shown last.
Right. So yeah.
Last example as a box. But splits are there. We can't see the splits. Actually, it comes with 4 fingers. So the moment we run auto solve joint, it creates sets like selection sets for each. Vertex sets for each finger. It will separate. While doing calculations, what will happen? It will consider for that particular giants only that particular vertex. So calculation is much faster, and finger doesn't take a side by giant because we are this set you use it for only this finger. This set you use it only for this finger. It is defining that way. So that what happens? So each set will be calculated only for that particular finger. So no, definitely penetrations won't be there.
Okay.
I will explain that system. So we'll go step by step. At least for now, we can ignore solve giants because most of the quadrupeds, they don't have fingers. Even though one finger is there, it can handle it. Okay. When fingers are very close, like one of the example I have given solve fingers, I have used one dog model in that. So that time Dane or Great Dane, that's very nice model. People used it everywhere. So Great Dane, I have used it for solve fingers example. Run those tests. So what you guys do, just be curious about to know new things. Your curiosity matters a lot. If you are curious to know things and if you are curious to understand the things, and if you are curious about that system, how it is working, go and run these tests on the files which I have given already, run these tests. and you can see the results. Initially focus on the good results where you are getting. When
Mhm.
you are not getting the results means it mostly it might be number of vertex are not enough in that region, maybe like loops are very less. Mostly system will do same thing. Wherever disk is there, it will go and blend left and right this much. How much your disk is there, it will calculate from there. That's how it does. So disk will do its job based on how it is oriented, placed, and how much it is scaled, rotated, and everything. It will does the job. So when we understand the disk properly, because in any of video tutorials earlier, I just run visual. What is the result? What is the button? And how the results are coming? That much only I have shown. I never explained these things through video tutorials earlier. I am doing it now for all my tools. Exactly what this is doing, how it helps, why do we need it? These things I am addressing in every area. Why we need it? I will explain that for every button, every functionality. Why we need it? What are all the other possible solutions available in the industry? Why I have considered this? How it is useful? So everything I will explain. In this system, template system is there. Template will explain. So I can go any number of attributes. So on each disk. So number of attributes might be more in the beginning on the disk, but once we set one template properly, use it like the way you want for every time you build the rig. Only
Yes,
thing
sir.
is setting attributes and all not needed every time. Once we'll do it and then we'll go ahead. So in future, we'll just import the template, just start hyperscaling. So what is the rest we need? While you are importing the rig itself, it will replace the disk also. That will do. We'll see it right away. Normally export and I will import bank, it does the job. So we can do it in runtime without reopening the model itself. Once it has completed the setup, we'll see it.
Right, sir.
It's getting delayed, and if any of you guys didn't have breakfast or anything, we can take a little break. So you guys can practice a bit in the meantime. We can have another catch up at 3 p.m. also. Once your hierarchy is ready, we can catch up one more time.
So
By
let's do one thing, sir.
uh,
We will do is uh, we'll rectify the things which is already placed in the as easy quad,
mm,
and we'll do the basic skeleton setup, and we'll start with the rigging first. Then after 3 p.m. Meeting, we'll start with the skinning.
cool, no problem.
We
Yeah,
explain things. So we'll play with that as is required, and we'll check the results.
cool, no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
So this session will continue up to another 10-15 minutes, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this session, I will be explaining about the values and all. How to quickly export and import. Every time you do one disk setting, also you can export quickly and import. Play with it. So once the template is ready, we are using lifetime. Just remember that we are using that setup for the lifetime.
Right, sir.
You don't need to do every time. That's it.
Hmm, hmm.
What is the best like a balance point? Find out the balance point. What is working, what is not working, we'll see it. So once we understood that, like even model, we don't take it as it is and start rigging, right? We'll review the model, right? As a rigger. Once the
Sir.
model is ready, rigger will check the loops, enough loops are there. If it is a list, at least 3 loops are there, we'll do it, right? I'm asking general question. Same way, setup will take care on its side, like importing template and everything. Once we understand how this template and this system works, we'll take care at the modeling level only. Like sometimes if you want a nice decent bend, if we don't get on the wrist, I think I switched off video. Sometimes net is getting slow. Okay, then I thought. So when we want to get some nice decent deformation, we need more edge loops, right? So one
Right.
thing I can say, if we can't achieve manual skinning, we can't achieve with hyperskin also. One standard rule. Like if you can't achieve something manually, you put whatever the efforts. Don't use correctives and all. Only skinning layer. correctives is another layer of deformation. I'm not talking about corrective layer. But when it comes to skinning, if we can't achieve with manually some result, you can't achieve with hyperskin also. So that's the stand. That's the rule, I can say. Like a tool also does the same job, just like manually what we are doing. It also calculates distance between each joint. It calculates vertex distance. It will see 10% zone. It will apply those weights 10% and all. So it will do the same job. Then what happens? Model number of loops are enough not. We'll review the model. Anyhow, that review we are doing for the rigging purpose. It need not be for advanced hyperskin. It will be for our better rig look and feel thing. So at least for that purpose also we'll do a review. Enough loops are not there. We will ask modeler to add a couple of loops here. So for that purpose in the test files which I have given hand rig at the wrist area, two things I have given. You guys can go and look at that one. Open both the files, run the hyperskin and see the result. Where less loops are there, how the skinning is influencing on to the next layers. Where the more edge loops, like 3-4 loops are there, how decently it is coming. You can see that at wrist area. I have given all those test files. I will do that here also, so that if you guys has any doubts, I can explain. Okay. Whatever the test files I have given, we can do some tests on this. We can do one more session tomorrow also until you guys are thorough with this system. Okay. Good.
Right, sir. तो सोमन,
हाँ यस,
अभी आपको कोई भी इश्यूज सेटअप में है?
यस,
सेटअप जो हमारा बॉन्ड सेटअप करना है रिगिंग का,
ओके,
ठीक है, उसका कुछ इश्यूज है अभी?
no, but sir, I have a question actually. Can you explain?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you can.
Sir, can you explain on the dummy model the toe portion part? The toe portion part is many bones on the, and how to manually created and manage this. And
I
that
have
was
just
very doubt.
explained in this today's session. Just keep only this joint wherever it is required. Remaining joints, put it outside. Once the setup is created, just delete those extra joints or just hide it. Don't use for skinning. That's simple. If you guys want option like a number of the people will call digits, right? I already implemented the digit system here. Like if you can go and use this one. Sorry, let me open HyperRig. So whatever that is something like a modular structure. Like so, if you can go and see it over here, a palm, hand, arm. So toes. Just a minute. Actually, I have added that setup here. Maybe it is loading older version. I'm a bit confused. Oh, okay, I will check it. Normally, there is a called a digit. We can include add digit, remove digit. That option is there. But right moment it is not showing up. I think while doing some R&D, I moved to older version here. So I need to restore add digit and remove digit. There is an option like you can add more fingers. Initially, it will create 4 minimum. We can set it up. That functionality I can give it for the next rig onwards if you guys really need it. Add means it will adding more digits. I will show that also once we are done with. Since I already done one module somewhere, bringing that module into easy quad is easy for me. We can do that. No need to worry. Okay. Till then, only use if the finger has only 3 phalanges we have, whereas dinosaur have only 1 phalange since it is not fully grown. So what you can do, put these 2 joints outside. Once setup is done, skinning is done, just hide those joints and those controls for now. Don't give it to animate. So just hide it. Go and select. It doesn't take couple of minutes. Select 4 controls. Down controls will be same there as it is. Just hide it. Okay. Go to up group
Yeah,
and
of
hide.
course.
For now, you do it. In future, if you want really this system add digit, remove digit, number of digits, number of branches in the each rig, if you want to define just like in advanced skeleton in the beginning itself, I can give that functionality also in future versions of is equal. So okay, in this case, what it does is like it has built a disk on the right side also. That's why it is taking so much time. Why it did means you see suffix we have given, suffix we are using template. Actually, we should use advanced easy rig in this case. If we are using advanced skeleton, L underscore will come at the end. Suffix it will turn. If I go to this template easy rig, you see it is moving to prefix L underscore and R underscore. So it has ignored on the R underscore side. What I do, I can quickly go over there. I can delete these groups. So simply I can go over here. That's why it is taking some time. I am thinking why it is taking this much time. So now if you guys see, it has selected on the RH side. Okay. I'm just going and deleting this. Okay, that's it. Now I will save this file. So now we have only on the left side. First, we will focus on disturbing disk and all. Normally, let me go and quickly explain. Like so, these joints properly they will place. You can straight away ignore it. You don't need to do anything with this. Wherever center tubular section is there, here, you don't need to do anything. But sometimes if you this joint want to influence up to here, slightly you can adjust this one. That also I will show it. Like a orientation, it is already given. Like orient to, if I give child and parent, how it does. Sorry, and then let us do that. So in this case, I was discussing like we need to, if this bend has to happen here, this will be perpendicular to this bone because it doesn't know our anatomy. The text is here bending anatomy. It doesn't know because we are not giving any additional information. That will be again unwanted work for us. Instead of that, what we'll just go and rotate this disc a bit. So in between, wherever the pipe-like stuff is there, tail-like stuff is there, you can ignore straight away. Here, what we need to do, we just need to do this much. That's it. We are done. Some step by step it is going. You can do something like this. Now, what it does is like, if you think it is going slightly outside, you can put it, or slightly you can use slight scaling. That's it. Then rest everything is looking fine. If you want to rotate this disk to average between, let us try whether it is working. I think I implemented this functionality or not. The idea is like a child and parent, if we give it now, it will be averaging these two. Every time you don't need to adjust this disk. So once you adjust and reload these settings now, it will adjust to between these two joints automatically, orient to. So if we want to pay orient to only child, this is child joint, right? For this joint, orient to child means with respect to child joint, whatever the disk is there, it will orient to that direction. We can see that also. So for now, I'm putting this one. And normally in between joints, whatever it is there, what I will give, blend I will always give 0.5. 0.5 means it will go and blend with other joints, up and down joints, 50%. So these 4 joints, what I will give, I will go and give 0.5 both the sides. Okay. Copy disk we don't need while we are duplicating copy, or instead of replace disk I can use it, but since it is copying from this disk, I have given copy. Disk shapes I am giving circular, square. This is not yet implemented. I am planning those shapes also. Sometimes this area square shape it is good. We can quickly replace with a square shape. We can do that also, but that's something it comes in the future. Currently, the shape is according to the anatomy. It is not even round disc. Circle means it will create without selecting anything. If you replace now, it will create circular disk. So we are not doing that. Copy disk to circular means it will go and replace with the circular disk. So here I have given it is blending. Base blend means base. What is the giant for this base? Like for this one, let me hide the joints. I'm just hiding. For this giant, base side means this is the base side, parent giant. Base blend, and base side blending means this side. Tail side means this area it will blend with this thing. So tail means this area. So base blend means this area. That means this area will be blended with the top joint 50%, and that means the blending will go up to here. Similarly, for this bone, for this particular bone, tail means this one is the tail, right? This one is the tail, base and tail, head and tail like. Tail side means this side blending, how this blending should happen with this tail joint. So this joint is going to influence something on this area. So for this particular disc, I have given tail blending means I have given detailedly explained this thing in my documentation. Go and read. If you had any doubts, we can discuss that also. So this particular joint, how it is blending with this joint and this joint is the base blend and tail blend. Is it clear? If it is not clear, don't worry. When we are doing hyperskin, we can check that also. How tail side it is blending with, suppose this one, it will define. In this case, this particular has only one loop. This particular joint has only one edge loop in between. So we need not to worry much. Whether we put it 0.1 also, 0.5 also, it gives same result because it is going to blend up to 50%. In this 50% region, only one edge loop is there, it will blend. So these normally whatever we are doing now, like I selected this thing. I don't need to select and set these values every time. Once I have done this means we done it for lifetime. That's it. I already set these weights. So here, bending area, what I will suggest, don't blend 50%. If you bend 50% up and down, it will become like a tubular bend. That I will show with the box kind of finger shape. So in this case, I am going to use it for 0.1. It's like a base side. Tail side again means tail is this one. For this joint, tail is this one. So here it has to blend 50%, this side. So tail side, I can give it to 0.5. For this joint, base side means this side, we can go for 0.5. Tail side means how much it has to blend here. This side again, since the bend is here, wherever bend is there, you can give it to 0.1. So in this top side, it is blending 0.1. And this one, it is blending downside only 0.1. So tail side, it is blending 50%, up to 50% it will blend. So that's how we will give it. Once you give 0.5 here, again rest in the middle disk, you can go and give it to 0.5. All the bendy middle disk, we will give it to 50%. So this particular giant weight will go up to here. If we don't want to, we can slightly scale it down. That's it. This one, if you want more precise information, we have to give. In this orient, I have given child and parent. Let us see whether it will rotate or not once we import those. Okay. First, we'll go and see unwanted, disturbing, distorted one. We don't need to worry about these things. It is like a chest joint, and you can go and use a select joint from the chest region. Like chest joint doesn't have any topmost. Child cock joint is there. So in this case, chest joint we have to replace with circular. Like you can go and select the disk. So if we don't want a distorted disk in this case, this is the reason I have given. disk shape. Disk shape none means it will replace with one. If disk shape, if we given with a circle, it will replace with a circular one. It is yet to be implemented, but for now I am doing this one manually. Don't do anything, just to come over here, just replace. Don't select anything. It will replace with the disk one. So chest joint, it is placing towards this one. Na? Okay, from the joint, let me go to, sorry, select disk. I can, let me rotate it, chest joint. Will be cutting in this direction. Like chest joint will act as a reference only. Okay, 90, let me go. Okay, and then we can scale it slightly this much. Now chest cog joint, I can go and select the disk again. And what I am doing this time, I am just going there and selecting this disk and replace. So you see that disk is replaced. Select. I think if I can give somewhere here that you don't need to switch between, you see that it is this one. What I can do, I can just snap rotation, shift R. So, okay. For this also rotate by, I can move it 90. So mostly these two disks we will edit manually, but when it comes to other disk, I can define like see what this disk is. It is for a clavicle region. Before going to this clavicle region, let me go to this one. So this disk I am not replacing manually. What I am doing, I am going and doing this setting like. So let me check it. This disk copy disk is not there. Okay, I didn't do any copy disk. So the moment you are loading template, what will happen? It will be replaced with the down one. That means copy disk child. Okay, you make it child. And then this disk also too much distorted. That means this 50% side, whatever it is there, it is doing job. When it is going to go and hit where it doesn't know in the space, it has gone and hit at this place. So even this disk I am giving child disk, copy disk child I am giving. So what happened? First it will replace with this one, then it will come over here and replace with this one. So what I am doing now, we'll pause over here. Okay, we'll pause. Once you we built this disk system now, so go there and export library export disk or ATTRs. Okay, use file location path. So since it is we are using file location, it will go there. I am using export disk or ATTRs. I am using attributes. Okay. So now you can see that this one is there, like it is exported, and all the settings, whatever we are doing, it come over here. Okay. So now we can see that these two disks will replace the moment we use this one, like import disk or ATTR. Now what you will do, you already set the values, right? So just import. Confirm action, imported attribute successfully. Do you want to replace and update a hyperdisk? Yes. So it will go and find out wherever a copy disk is there, it will go and identify and it will replace. So now you have seen, like, you see this one is updated. So this is not yet updated. Why? Because sometimes this child joint is not yet updated. So sorry, this one. Elbow one joint. This is elbow joint. Okay, elbow one joint means bendy joint, I think. Let me give this also copy disk from child. Okay, I am importing first export this one. So it is updating with the child one more time, even after replacement. So I have given child joint. Let export weights. So write that file. Just close it. It will open that file. Now import ATTRs quickly. ATTRs. So say yes, replace. Yes, now you see your joints are updated. Even this joint is replaced with this one. Okay. Now clumsiness is coming down. Okay. Now what you can do, this one you see where it is. You see this one. Um, this one also we can copy disk child. Okay. Copy disk child. I am exporting attributes again. We don't need to do this many times, right? Exporting and importing attributes we are not doing every time. This time I am showing to explain the process how it works. Now
Yes.
this I am not doing manually. I am just importing attributes. Okay. You see what will happen? Yes, replace. So now you see it is already replaced. You see this particular disk shape is updated. Why I am saying clumsiness will come down. So every time we use this functionality, what will happen? It will go and replace, and clumsiness will come down. Rare clavicle joints means it is somewhere here. So you can go and select this one. See your joint, rare clavicle joint, rare shoulder joint, rare elbow joint. Okay. So normally for all these three joints, I will go and select disk, and I will use copy disk from child because the tubular section is coming down now. So it will replace easily. So we don't need to do cog joint. If I go and select a cog joint, again rare base joint is there. So since we didn't rig it, cog joint, we have to replace it manually. That part we'll do it. But one thing what I can say, since we already replaced with this disk, we can go and replace this one here, like replace. So cog joint to come over here, and we can just rotate and put it over here. So overall, once this template is ready, we are going to replace only throughout quadruped. We are going to edit only 8 to 10 disk, 8 to 10 disk manually, rotating, scaling, and all, not more than 8 or 10. Okay. So rear leg base joint, if we go and select this one. So rear leg base joint, we are not doing that skin. This cog joint, we can go and replace. Just replace. It will create a circular disc. For now, put it down. See vertically how much it is. Rotate way, I'm giving it 90. That's it. It will go and sit in place. So this particular, what are all the leg joints are there? Rear leg base joint. Since it is acting as a child joint, I can just replace one more time. We can replace with a circular joint or place it like this one, and I'm giving it rotate by 90. So in the meantime, I will give couple of biped rigs, whatever I have given. You can practice it also. So this particular one, I am copying disk from child. I am doing that. Again, this particular disk I am copying from child. I have already given. So this one we can ignore for now. So that's it. It is getting cleaner much now, much cleaner. So this one, if I replace it now, it will go and replace. We can go and replace with. Sorry, this one, if I can go and replace. End joint, it will always replace, or we have to replace with this one. 90, we can give it rotate. That's it, guys. Now, just 2 minutes ago, our system is so much clumsy, right? Now it's cleaner, much cleaner, right?
Right, sir.
In the terms, don't worry about final skinning. Once I have already given this replace disk, what I am doing, I updated values for these two more joints. Replace disk and all. What I will do, replace disk. I am exporting settings again. what will happen even after replacing the disk na, it will copy, but it will update those attributes. That is the thing. So that after replacing this, disk will come up with same attribute as a previous. It will come up with. So let me copy with child. Okay. So library export. I'm exporting one more time attributes. Replace the existing file. Okay. That file will keep it, and we'll import this attributes again. Yes. So now it will replacing these two more giants. Whatever copy disk is there, everywhere it will go and replace one more time. Okay. Now it replaced everywhere. You see that this disk is also replaced. We'll keep it like this. Compared to biped, quadruped will have a slightly extra work because from this place now, three giants will be there. Normally in human character, only shoulder and clavicle will be there. Two disc we have to edit for clavicle and shoulder. Whereas for quadruped, three disc will come. One here and another one here. Somewhere down giants will be there. Okay, that's it. This giant will take care up to here. This giant will take care up to here. This giant already outside. Normally, how much work we have done till now, that will be automated completely when we are building for the first time using a copy disk function. Similarly, for spine, what we can do, we can for now, what I am doing. Yeah, I'm okay. I will come. Now, what I am doing for now, I am replacing this one manually. This one I am replacing manually. So for this, after replacing what I am giving, I am using child. For this child one is this one. For this child disk shape copy disk child, I am using mostly in this case also I will use copy disk child. Sometimes this giant, if we place it here, three disk at least I have to use replace. Okay. So same way for all spine giants, whatever it is, normally these settings, what I will do, I will use blend both the sides 0.5. Straight away without checking, you can do that. Wherever mid joints are there. Similarly, wherever this bend joint are there, base side we have to give 0.1 because it is going to blend with the top side. Tail side you can give it to 0.5. And then come over here, come over here, come over here. Come over here. Rest of all other discs we can give 0.5. Again, this has bending without too much of blending upside and downside. Here I will give base bend 0.1 only. And downside means again this area how much it has to blend. Here also I am giving 0.1. In this case, tail side means this one I am giving only 0.1 here again because this area we need sharp blend. Same way, this is slightly tilted. I don't want it something like that. We can put it this way. We are done. So normally when it is replaced with the child giant, we just need a scaling by 20%. To just go as close as this one. That's it. But if we want this giant cut it where it is going to cut, we need to find out. Like suppose this giant is going to influence up to here, up to here. You just visualize the deformation. For me, I can say I am going to visualize this way. Let it cut over here. Like where you can see where you want this giant to cut the weights. Like it will cut it over it, then start blending. Cutting means It will give 100% weight first. Then blending means it will mix the weights like painting, just like how 100% weight we will give in the beginning. Then start adding weights. For this joint, we'll add 0.1 painting and everything. Same thing, tool also will do the job. So I think, yes, now we are done. We are in good shape. We don't need to edit anything. So only one more joint is there, replace. Uh, just it will replace with circular disc. In this case, we just rotate it. So if you at any point of time, if you want to replace with parent joint, if it is the shape is coming good, means we can give that attribute. That an attribute. Okay, guys, that's it. Now let me export, because I have set these also values, child and everything. Our template is ready for quadruped. That's it. We are not doing any more adjustments. In future, if we think like a balancing point falls under my neck is including one more joint also, based on after checking, you can use one more also. This also child, you can use it in future, but don't use child for middle joint onwards. You can just leave it. Let me go and export disk or ATTRs. Yes. So what I will do, for your testing purpose at your end, I'm just saving this file, a version 11. I'm saving it as a version 11. Okay. Version 11. And I'm going to save it as a version 12. In version 12, I am just removing this one. Okay. This hyper skin group, I am just removing this hyper disk. But once I start building this disk now, it will start generating everything. So before deleting this one, recent files, disk 11. Okay, version 11. Let me go to version 12. So for your purpose, I am just removing this bind giant just. Okay, I'm saving this file version 12. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm sharing with the Hiral. So let me go to open to current path. So this time what I am giving, I am just going to, okay, I'm dragging and dropping this file version 12, okay, to you.
Okay, sir.
So I am passing this template also, like this is like a for quadruped template. I'm giving Impala rig for your practice, quadruped template. Just imagine that, rename the way you want, like a front, whatever the name convenient for you. Whenever you are using front leg, front pole, rear leg, rear pole, if this combination comes now, you need to use this. This.
Mhm.
So for that, what I am doing, just copy this folder. Whenever you are starting new rig now,
Right,
so
sir.
what you need to do, you just copy this folder. AHSS lib is there now. So this library, you keep it at one side somewhere in this mesh skip information. If it is skipping any joints, it will paint it like you see. It is printed auto joints. Whatever the joints first for the first time when I have built hierarchy, I have selected. Whenever I have selected hierarchy, it has used this information like it is skipping that information. So whenever it is building, the skip information is there, it will calculate these joints. It won't include in skinning. So rear toe, end joint, whatever end joints are there, all skipping joints, it will store that information here. It's like a library. Your settings library, it will be stored here. So what I am doing, I am just zipping it. So just I am dropping it this also here. Okay. Wherever your rig file is there, put that folder in that file. That means my rig file is here, right? Version 12. In the same folder, you just drop this AHS library, just to drop it or unzip it.
Okay,
Unzip,
sir.
so AHS library, since that name is there, just right click and extract here. That's it. So in
Yeah.
future, whenever you are starting new character, keep this folder here so that when you don't need to select anything. When folder is already there, it will go to path, file path, and it will find out. And the moment once you build the this one, um, create disk, it
Hmm.
will run this button also, import disk or attributes. But in future, what I am doing, you don't have to do create disk one step here, and you have to go to library, import attributes. You don't need to do that. In the next version of Hyperskin, it will check for a AHS folder is there. It will go and check for a ATTR's file is there, .txt file. If it is there, it will import disk automatically. That is something like when you are you export the this one, like export to, not this one, export control shapes. If control shapes file is there, it will import automatically whenever you are rebuilding. Finalize R&D tail. I think that option I have given in bird rig export control shapes. I can provide that button here also. So that what will happen whenever you are building this file, rebuilding one more time with a new template, don't think like I already set control shapes, so wasted. Don't think like that. Once you export control shapes, whenever you are importing and whenever you are building, changing this file, like this particular one, changing the shape and everything, when you are rebuilding, it will import all the control shape back. So lot of things are there, and we can discuss all those things. No need to worry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Cool. That's it. So if
Okay,
you
sir.
record this
So,
video, share it with me anywhere. Some content is good, I can use it for my video tutorial, because
sure,
you can share it via this group now. Because anyhow, I'm going to do this video series for wherever I feel this content, I can use it for a video
definitely.
purpose, just for that purpose, nothing else.
Sure, sure, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay, guys, don't worry. I will take care. For now, I need to go to breakfast.
Okay, sir. Take it,
Uh,
sir.
what you guys can do, just start with this rig, whatever we have done, copy that folder.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Suppose when you first import, use this one now, because suppose copy disk, three levels are there. Sometimes it don't replace at the top. Don't worry. You run the same button one more time. This time it will replace from the already replaced one. Try 2-3 times replacing same button. Use this run. Once you run the skeleton, just run this button 2-3 times. 1, 1, 2, 3 times. It will replace all the copy disk. Then slightly scale it. Don't worry. I will show how. Since I already set those values, now you can start hyper skinning and test it also from your side. Let me know the results. And where improvements needed, I will quickly show. In the beginning, what I suggest, don't go and do entire setup. Okay. For
Right, sir.
quadrants, since the count is very high, mostly what I will do, most of the times I will do this selection, like this selection. Now, don't worry about anything. Rear leg you select up to here, front leg up to this one you select up to the neck. Instead of running entire rig one time, I advise to run 2 times. So don't once you select this many vertex, don't go for entire this one. Right side we don't need waste calculating everything, same calculation which is doing on the left side. We don't want that. So for that, what you can do, last selection whatever it is there, right click and
Hmm.
select side vertices. So in your selection, it will select only the left side. So that is it. Okay.
Okay.
So what I am doing, I am saving it as a I am saving, let me remove a bit cleanup. I am saving it as a create sets, quick selection sets, rare VTX. I am saving it as a rare VTX. Normally what I will do, I will just go and go to side view. Okay, normally I will do like this. Okay, yes, now this side also selected. If you want, you can use this much. You don't take so much time. Okay, okay. So initially make just two sets. Once you are selecting on both left hand side, don't worry. Script will take care. Select side vertices. Okay. Based on the left or right, it will go and select only that much vertex. So 764 vertex. Your computation will be much faster. So create another set. Quick selection set. Sorry. In this case, I have to add overlapping is needed, at least one loop. So in this case, when I am doing front set, I am using one more overlap. So again, I am using select side vertex. So it will selecting only side vertex. I am creating one more set like a front video. Okay, these two sets I am giving. You can just select this front vertex and rear vertex and start hyperskimming. Create your disk version. Make sure you are using this template like you are using this template, easy rig template, while you are building. Otherwise, it will take little extra time. I am saving this file again in Polarik 12. I will be sharing it one more time. Hiral, you can share these files with the team. You
Sure,
can
sir.
do these things as of now. Anyhow, recorded video is there. You can go ahead and watch this video in need and start experimenting and see the results. Don't worry about results if slightly if it is not as per your expectations. Still, we had continued session. What time will come back? Around 3 or 4. One more session. Till now,
Let me,
discussed.
sir, give you the time, sir. Once we have completed the this bond setup things, and I think
I-
there will be no doubt right now.
Hmm.
If there will be a things, I'll just draft the questions and we'll schedule the meeting accordingly.
Cool. Yes. Yes.
Once we
Okay.
tested from our end, so it will be more satisfying you and me both. So it will be beneficial for the both of the things, because we are almost clear from the rigging side, and
Hmm.
then we have questions about the hyper skinning. So if there will be skinning questions, we'll definitely ask you in this session.
Sure. Sure. No problem. You can start using till now whatever I have provided.
Right, sir.
Moving forward in future, since record video is already recorded, you can follow these guidelines. So,
Definitely.
like I said, a template we need to create only once in a lifetime.
Mhm.
Rest is like, just replacing, editing, scaling. This part will be there. Wherever tubular section is there, that section you don't need to edit anymore. But in between, middle like elbow and joint, that we need to slightly rotate. That's it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And let me know the results. Okay. In the meantime, with the same settings, I am also doing one test from my end. I will export from version 11, same set I will import into version 12, and I will do one test from my end also. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Same rig I am passing so that it will be, we are all on the same page. Okay.
Right, sir.
Okay. Don't forget to use prefix, suffix, and L underscore for this. If you
Hmm.
miss these things, result don't come as expected, because it depends on checking left side only. It will do skinning, calculating while it will consider this prefix and suffix. For easy rigs, you are using easy rig. For advanced skeleton, you can use a suffix. Okay. Just
Okay.
one thing you guys take care, and the rest I will take care. Okay. Cool.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.